Hi everyone, welcome to Game of Power. This is episode 9 or 10. I honestly don't even know. But it's a big day. It's my birthday. We just dropped Back to School Fits. Back to School Fits is a collection of a bunch of different designers. Super excited that we got to put that out. There's a lot of fire products. Go tap into fits.clothing and get your fits up. Like we got Unknown Ink. We got the Coney bag. We got the Visions. The Visions just restocked. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna just start inviting y'all in. Whoever wants to hop in. Tavel, you wanna hop in? Visions just restocked. We got the boy Nico on the site. We got Kobe tees, Pharrell tees. We got Urban Jungle, her dress shirts. So it's really just a lot of stuff. So I'm super excited to have dropped that. And yeah, just go on the site and get your fits up for real. Like it's good. It's good content on there. Yeah. So the show continues today. I don't really have anything planned for the show. I just kind of whoever wants to pop in and chat for a sec can. But we're just chilling. Like I'm excited to just drop this collection. I feel like this is just a good opportunity to get back to school clothes. So it's definitely been lit. It's definitely been lit. Um, yeah, 21. Wow. Um, I was knew this would come, but definitely being 21 is interesting. I get to drink and give like my real ID now. So that's interesting. We're gonna have to get used to that. I wonder if it's gonna be as fun as before. Like I don't really think so. So we'll have to just see about that. Yeah, so on the site right now, we got what we got. What we got. We got yeah, Pain in Our Heart from 444. That shirt is tough. I had to grab it. I think I grabbed the last yellow one to be honest. So that's that just had to happen. Um yeah, I don't really know what to do. Rob Miles, hop on the show. I don't really know what to do. All right. Um hmm. Let's think about this year. Over the next year, what's gonna happen? Well, I'm about to go to Vegas, celebrate my birthday. We're actually gonna do an episode in Vegas as well. That's gonna be a good time. I don't really know what we have planned for that, but that'll be fun. And then yeah, over the next year, it's just about growing. This will be my last year of college. Um, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I always wanted to graduate. Like, I want to step into my career and work on fits, obviously full time. But at the same time, like, it really is the last year of college. And so, no, over the last 3 years, I got to move to New York, started going to NYU, and really just found myself. I think that one thing that I talked about the other day that I want everyone to know is like everything kind of compounds, right? And so like there's no straight line to like where you want to go. You kind of just keep doing a bunch of different things and then you find yourself in the perfect position at the perfect time. Like for all of you, like what you are doing right now is perfect for your time right now. And so like whatever that is, even if it's far away from the overall vision that you have, like there there really is you're in the perfect place at the perfect time. And like one thing that I've been studying is like the past, the present, and the future are the same thing, right? And so like if you wanted to start a YouTube channel, you could think like, oh, I should have been doing this in the past, right? And like that same mentality you can take into the future, and you could be like, man, you know what I mean, I want this in the future, but realistically, like you could do this right now at the same time. So the past, the present, and the future are really the same thing if you think about it. And I think that that's just powerful. So I try to live every single day like in the past, the present, and the future because everything consistently continues to compound and happens for a reason. So I think that over the next year, like I have no clue where Fitz is going to be. I have no clue what's gonna happen. I just want to keep growing, keep spreading voices,
I just think like it's a cool thing that we get to do. So, all right, what's going on? Who wants to pop in this? Cool, you want to pop in? Who wants to pop in? What we got going on? But yeah, other than that, we have. I want to keep doing the show. So I was actually going to not do the show today, and not do the show next week, and I was gonna do like a little season one off. But realistically, like consistency is everything, and I did not want to break that. Like if you set your mind to something, you need to be consistent on doing it each and every day or each and every week. And so for me, like the show continues. I'm not stopping the show for anything. Like even if I'm in the hospital, I'm gonna have to figure out how to go live on there. So every Sunday, no matter what, we're going live. Like that's just what's gonna have to happen. So yeah, the show continues. That's definitely something that we're gonna hold pride to. Yo, Brown, Miles, someone hop on. Oh, okay, okay. Um, another thing, we got. I took my brother to college the other day. My little brother he's going to Penn State, and that is just crazy. Like I never thought we would come to that day, but it was a good time. Got to go to Penn State. Penn State and NYU could not be more different. Like NYU's in the big city. Obviously, we don't even really have a campus like that, and like going there was just so cool. He stays right next to the football stadium, and it really just it's crazy just saying that, and the fact that he's there. It was weird. I feel like we left him when we left, but it's like he gets to go there and do his thing. What's going on? What's going on? I'm gonna take up. You want to shout out? You want to give a shout out to some of the brands, some of the people?
Yeah, bro. Shout out, just shout out everybody in our network. Shout out everyone on Fifth. I feel like today at 12 is a dope time for us as a unit and everything. Shout out to myself, Maxwell, Miles, Lewis, first and foremost, and then just our design team. Shout out to Mira, and just all of our designers. There's so many really to mention, so I don't want to just mention anyone specifically, but like. Yeah, like it's just a dope time for us. I feel like as a team and as a unit, like our first real collection, it's
Yeah.
pretty lit.
When I told you about the back to school collection, like 2 weeks ago, what you think? Like what first came to mind?
I mean, I thought it was definitely plausible, something that we could do. I just thought that it was gonna take a lot of, I guess, like specific planning on like what we were trying to do by like who we were trying to put out, what designers we wanted to do, and I feel like it all kind of shaped together well. I mean, we got 8 or 10 designers, like kind of on board, ready to go, and then from there we kind of just built it out, and now we have a bunch of products, a bunch of merch, a bunch of items. So it's just like it just took like that initial like, all right, this is something that we're doing, and this is the date that it is, and like up until then we have to fill in the gap of actually doing it. But like we kind of just set the standard, and we just work towards it from there.
One thing I think is cool is like a lot of times you don't give yourself deadlines just in life. We don't always give ourselves deadlines. Like we don't play a closed game. Life is not like basketball where there's a time score and the game is over when the game is over. And I just think like one thing that was cool is like being like, oh, we're gonna drop on this day, and like whatever we can make shake, like whoever can hop on, like we're gonna just do this. And like I think it was a good challenge, and I like stuff like that. So I think going forward, I want to do more like things to challenge us to like get shit done at a certain time. You know what I mean? I think that that's fun.
Facts. I definitely agree, bro. I definitely.
So what's next? Like, let's talk a little bit about what's next for you.
Yeah,
You just dropped
the. I don't want to be in the.
All right.
No, I'm playing, of course. Nah, I got next I got my own collection coming out. So right now I've kind of just been focusing on like fits and my own stuff at the same time. But after this collection comes out today, or it's out now, I have my own collection coming out in the end of August. So like a couple days, actually, probably next weekend. And then yeah, like it's a couple of pieces I've never done before. It's like just like pants, hoodie, trucker hat, tank tops.
Yeah, you never dropped a lot of those stuff.
I never
like,
dropped
you
a
haven't
lot
dropped
of
a
like
shirt.
items. I've never put out a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's one of my. I'm proud of myself. I never put out a T-shirt because I'm not really a T-shirt brand. Like I take it farther than that. Obviously, a t-shirt is a great way for a lot of brands and designers to like make their way, but for me, I kind of just wanted to steer away from that. And when I do put out a t-shirt, I want it to be not just I'm not just putting it out because it's the cheapest item of clothing that you can put out. It makes no sense. I'm putting it out because it's actually hard and people actually want to support and buy it. So yeah, I never put out a t-shirt, but I'm putting out like hats for the first time right now. This is some real basic items like tank tops, masks, so like it should be hard.
That's cool.
And then after that, I'm thinking about going on a little bit of just like a design hiatus, just to kind of like I've been doing a lot of design in 2022, like a lot of just like having to make designs, having to make this, having to make that. So just like taking a little bit of a break from like actually being a designer and just kind of focusing on fits and like just building stuff with that. But just like, I don't know, I've been doing a lot of just back to back in the lab, having to put out projects and stuff. And it's just, I want to take a little break after this. You know what I mean? Deep breath and just kind of work on fits and then just come back to the, because I put out a lot of products this year. I put out jeans this year. I put out glasses, and I'm about to put out a full collection, not to mention all the stuff that we do with fits and everyone else's products. So I just, it's good to like be going hard and then to like take a break to get some more inspiration, influence, and everything. And I just like feel that urge and that like want to just like give myself time to like remember what it's about again. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
How has that changed? Like how like your inspiration, your motivation for designing, how has that changed since you actually started, now that you're like a couple of years in?
I think it's just become more of a thing that I realized that I actually like love doing. I like actually really enjoy designing. It's like actually a therapeutic process for me. A lot of people are like don't really understand what a designer does. I would say like it's different for everybody. Some people like just sit on Photoshop all day. Some people just sit in their notepad all day. Me, I'm like a people designer. Like I can do either or. And I don't really have like a super strong skill in like Photoshop or in InDesign or whatever. It's just like I'm really good at understanding like what I'm seeing and turning that into like the actual physical representation of that. So like if I see this hoodie, for instance, I know exactly how I could recreate this hoodie. And even though I'm not like a specific tailor, I'm not super specific with sewing, I think what a designer is, you learn the best way to like express your ideas to individual people along the process. And then that's what a creative director is. Or that's what a fashion designer is. If you're in a larger, bigger position, it's like you can't do it. I can't sit here and go get the fabric from Mood and then take the fabric back to here and then make the pattern and then make this. It's like I can just order the fabric. I can go to Mood still, but then I can have someone make the pattern and then someone sew the pattern for me. And overall, like, yeah, I think that's kind of what I've been really like. Just to answer your question, that's what I've been focused on and like growing more in. But overall, I think since I started, I just really learned that I love it, and I learned how to like simplify my process.
Tell me this. I got an interesting question on the podcast the other day. What do you think is like the future of fashion? Do you have any like bold takes or like things that you think is gonna happen like in the future? Like, what's the future of fashion? What do you think?
I mean, I've been spot on with my future of fashion. They said designers need to travel. That's a fact. Definitely traveling, and that's what I plan on doing, just getting out. But the future of fashion, is not skinny. I'll say that. It's not skinny. And I just want people to understand, like, I'm not even, like, there's a reason why I wouldn't say, like, the last tier of fashion wears skinny jeans now, but there's a reason why skinny jeans have kind of been around since we've all been kids, and now it's looked at as a very, like, they sell skinny jeans at, like, Old Navy, at, like, Gap, at, like, H&M. Not to hate on these places or if you shop there, but those are, like, that's fast fashion. That's the end line of fashion. Of like what the trends come in, the trends go from the streets to the fashion houses. They steal the trends, and then it goes down to like the department stores and shit. And that's where skinny jeans are at now. That's where skinny everything is at now. So the future of fashion is not skinny. It's baggy clothes. It's not even baggy clothes, but it's just clothes that fit your body. Like skinny clothes doesn't fit your body. I mean, at least to me, it doesn't seem to like come from my body well. I like something that's a little bit more baggy. I've always been like that, but flare jeans are going to make a huge entrance.
Oh yeah, you've been talking about that. I've seen them on the site too. Someone just dropped some flare jeans.
Bro, shout out to who is that?
MMY.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think orange is going to be a big color. I'm not just saying that because I like orange a lot. Like last year, the color was purple. If you went into like any department store, you would see a lot of purple. If you went into like the big fashion houses, they have purple labeled as like this is this year's hot color. Like it was purple last year. And I'm not even saying that because that's Fit's color. It literally was purple.
Okay.
And so the color this year that I think everyone focused on, because they pick a color. If you guys don't know that, they do pick a color. So I think orange is gonna make a big hit this year. Yeah, bro. I think
That's tough.
Yeah.
I was saying that, like, in the long run, they asked me, like, what I thought the future of fashion was, and I was like, it's a mindset switch. I think we're gonna be the future of fashion is the ability to name fashion designers the way we name artists,
Exactly.
like the way we name musicians. Like we're gonna be like, oh, I wear this kid's stuff and this kid and this kid and this kid, and like that's how it's gonna be. I think like, and I'm not even just saying that because like we built Fits, but like legitimately like the whole notion of I'm saving up. And like the moment I get some money in my pocket, I'm spending 500 on a Amiri shirt. Is like going. Like that shit is not cool.
Who's Amiri?
Yeah.
Like who's
you know
Mike
what I mean?
Amiri? Like
yeah.
No one knows. Like you know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's like I think that like yeah, Gucci is old. It's like old. That stuff like and like you know what's interesting. I always think like when we get money, like what's gonna change? Like I'm not dressing different. I'm like why would I like a Gucci shirt? Like actually just isn't cool
at all.
I don't really think that's wavy at all. Like so, I think that the future of fashion is like the handmade designer. It's the emerging designer. It's like the constant quest to find designers that other people don't know about.
Exactly.
And that is what you're gonna find. Like exactly. I think that is like that's gonna be the wave.
The same way there's a bunch of subgenres of music, and then like that developed over the last like 40, 50 years. Like there's so many different subgenres of like pop, of rap, of whatever. It's the same thing with fashion. Right now, there's not really an overwhelming amount of specific niches, like specific names if you're an underground designer. But those are just continuing to open up.
Let's talk about that.
Brian, like take Spellcaster for instance, his lane is like punk rock and being like a punk rock designer. Like that's not really a huge thing right now. Like that's opening up though, like, as we've seen. Like there's specific like streetwear, right? Streetwear was like a big blanket statement for what basically anything that that isn't like designer fashion was in the department store. Like just
what's called streetwear.
Yeah, it was called streetwear, and like that was the only term, but like now it's expanding into like Barry's talking about he wants to do space wear, and like I'm doing design that's like influenced by myself, but it's mainly a representation of like high fashion.
Can we do something with that? Can we create genres?
For sure. I mean that's
like,
what we're
doing. That? Yeah, I want to like figure that out. Could we do like we can even create like our own genres.
Yeah, and
just call it like whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
I want to do that. It would be cool to like come on the site and be like not hip hop, but like hip hop or like rock or like you know the way they have different because like the way they have different styles of music is realistically the way that they have different styles of fashion. Let's see. He just requested to be in the live. Let's let him in. He probably wants to say something. I didn't even think about that.
Hey,
that is wavy. For real.
Yeah, what's up?
What?
Hey, man.
What's good? How you doing?
Talk about like the future of fashion. Like it's a really crazy landscape it's been recently. It's ever changing. But I feel like fashion right now is being reborn in a renaissance way. Like fashion right now is trying to find its footsteps, its face again. And I feel like the smaller artists is definitely trying to give fashion a new face. And it's been like a crazy, like I guess I say for me especially, journey of studying like where fashion has been in the last 100 years and like where fashion is gonna be in the next 100 years. And it looks very, 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 very different. Like I'm seeing like technology in the fashion. I'm seeing like TV screens, like that, like material that's like absorb sunlight and change color, like material made out of like mushroom fibers. Like fashion is so like technological crazier now than what it is like 20 years ago. Just that. So it's like it's the forever push of just doing the next best thing, and that's what's gonna actually push fashion. I feel like the technology of fashion, because before we had fashion as a skill and as a finite tool, but now since we're in the 21st century, fashion is going
Yeah.
to be interloped with technology, and that's gonna push fashion into the next level, where it's going to be my clothes are going to be just as important as my skin, because it's going to actually protect me this time. Rather than I'm just wearing a jean jacket and if it get ripped, it's ripped. My clothes gonna be able to tell me if I'm having like heart palpitations. My clothes gonna tell me if I need some water.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like the fashion world is definitely changing very, very fast, and I feel like the smaller artists are definitely gonna be pushing that agenda. And like not even the artists in general, just science in general is gonna be pushing that envelope crazy. Yeah.
What you think about that?
I want to just ask you a question about that. I thought that was just
Mhm.
like super, super spot on, to be honest. The thing about your clothes being just as important as your skin, when you design,
Yeah.
because I think that specifically your brand, like I guess like you could say unknown name, like just everything that it encapsulates, it looks very futuristic. It appears very futuristic. Like you have like
Yeah.
add-ons, and your hat has wings on it. Your clothes have like holes in that. Like your stuff is very unique. It doesn't really look
Nah,
like
yeah.
anything else that exists, to be honest. And so when you design, are you designing with that like you're looking
I
to the
like
future? Is that why your
the
stuff is
when
so
you were
unique?
saying before how time is very linear, like the past and the present, and the future is all the same. So I feel like when you look at my clothes, you're gonna see the past, you're gonna see now, and you're definitely gonna see the future. So I take a lot of like okay, I don't want to say take. I try to rewrite a lot of different aspects in fashion. So let's say if I'm looking at a hat, it's like, okay, how does hat change from the first time we made a hat to what hats look like today? You know, what was the original bucket hat and
Yeah.
what the bucket hat look like now, right? What was the original sunglasses and what sunglasses look like now? And that's what I've been studying now, the journey of sunglasses, because I just came back from Alaska, and I've been learning like a lot of like cool like things, from there, just from like the natives who live there, and like how your clothes were a part of your being. Like if you lost that, you would die. Like we don't have that urgency now where it's
Yeah.
like if I lose my jacket, it's the end of the world. For some people like that, losing of a jacket or ripping a jacket is life and death. I'm freeze to death. Stuff like that. So learning those
Yeah.
pieces in the past and bringing them into the future and rewriting them is like my main thing. So like just looking at just like the fabrics,
Okay.
the way the techniques of the fabrics are made, how they're put together, and then try to make it in a future, tense. You know.
Tell me this. Tell me this.
Hmm.
You said designers need to travel. One thing I think is interesting is how
Yeah.
fashion is different
Hmm.
in different countries. You know what I mean? There's and fashion and culture
Yep.
are very tied together. Even legitimately, you talk about skinny jeans today, Rob, but like it's a
Yeah,
regional
that is
thing as
true.
well within the United States. Like the
Don't.
people in Atlanta, they won't
That's
wear
not
the
what they
baggy
do.
shit
Don't.
because that's not what's in there. And then like the people in New York aren't gonna wear the
Hmm.
skinny shit. The people in Cali are wearing some other shit. So kind of talk to me, Tavell, about what you've seen in terms of fashion globally, fashion and culture, and how it relates to
Okay.
traveling and being
One,
in different places.
the traveling aspect gives you the okay. How can I explain it? You kind of get a sense of what the medium will be in fashion, right? So, like, let's say if you go to the West Coast, everybody wearing the skinny jeans, and then over here, like you were saying, everybody wears the baggy. but it's like it's that medium where it's like, okay, maybe I should make my clothes in the middle where like it's the best of both worlds, but at the same time it's still me. You know, when that person look at my clothes, it's like, all right, now that's Unknown Ink. It is made, and like, and some brands are afraid to make their clothes style and fit for that brand. Like if you go to Japan, Japanese brands are made for the Japanese person, right? Like if you're American or you know whatever going to Japan and buying clothes, you're gonna have a very, 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 very hard time finding your size and just finding the drape proportions, all of that. So I feel like as an American designer, you should also try to find that niche where try to make the clothes exclusive for your not necessarily your region, but try to make it more uh tasteful for the whole region, not just partly, right? Because like if I make a pair of pants, right, that's like
Yeah.
semi tight, but at the same time that gives it that drape feel, then I get the eyes of all the country rather than half it. So that's how I think about it. So it's like bringing in little aspects. So it's like if you go to Cali also, like they wear like a lot of fitteds just like New York, but the way that they wear their fitteds are a lot different. They styles of fitteds are a lot different. So it's like if you are a designer making fitteds, but you want the whole
Right.
country to
Yeah.
wear, and you should be able to merge that East and West Coast, you know, fitted styles so that everybody can wear it, but at the same time, it's still regionally to your brand. You know, so that's how I try to take it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
No,
Shit,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for hopping on the show. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, bro.
Just a last question. Um,
Yeah.
what should we expect from Unknown Ink X Fits? Like,
Um,
what we got in
definitely.
store? What's coming
I
up?
got the bags dropping. You know, they already dropped on the website, but I'm working on my next collection. It's gonna be definitely night and day compared to like what y'all definitely seen now. Very, very high construction with you know my pieces. A lot of unique and on unorthodox, I would say, fabrics. And yeah, like I said, blending the cultures, blending the time periods. That's like the main thing that I do. So seeing this is gonna be crazy. And after this, we're gonna talk about some like a crazy video idea that I've been trying to do for this campaign. But I'll definitely want Fitz to actually have their hand in this really really amazing video idea that I have. So definitely, we got a crazy things coming up. Definitely.
Uh, uh,
Yo.
Appreciate you, man.
Oh
Appreciate you,
yeah,
man. You
for a
know, we
fact.
come a long way since the park that day.
Nah, for a
So
fact.
just wanted to say appreciate you,
All
you
right.
know, for always showing love,
That,
popping out, and let's just keep getting
of
to it.
course.
My boy.
All right.
Talk soon.
Good to see you, Brody. Safety.
All right. What else we got?
Bro, that's a smart dude, bro. He
Yeah.
knows exactly what he's talking about. I like people like that. Like he has a very clear lane of what he's gonna be able to express. Bro, I love that. It's just fire.
Yeah.
It's your show. I'm with you, bro.
Any questions for me?
Any questions for you?
Anything you want
How does it feel to be 21, bro? What are your goals for this
saying-
year for 21?
For 21, what are my goals this year?
What's the goals?
Oh, man. Well, first, just enjoy Vegas. That's a big goal. Like just for those of you that don't know, I have planned this Vegas trip for my 21st birthday for the last 3 years. So like before
Nice.
work or before anything, like I've been so locked into work, like head down, not doing nothing but thinking about work. So like once this live gets turned off, I'm done. Like the collection's out, I'm chilling for the next week. So I'm excited to do that. That's my first goal. Like just kind of chill and do something other than fits for a sec.
I feel that.
Yeah, so that's my first goal. But realistically, bro, I'm like, and this is gonna sound crazy, but like I got asked the other day, like, where do I see myself in 5 years? And like this may sound kind of boring, but like everything I've ever wanted to do, I'm doing right now.
Right.
I don't really have anything else on the list that I haven't started at least doing.
Yeah.
Like I used to write like I want to educate people and I want to, but like I built that. Like I'm doing that. So I think what's next is just growing. Like taking. You know what I want to do, Rob? You know, a big goal of mine is like I want to create more spaces.
Right.
I want to create more spaces for people to learn in. I want to like do like real workshops and stuff, like where we can go into a room at NYU or something, bring in like a bunch of people, like fashion brands, creators, or whatever, and I can go over like a business setup, or like we could bring in like a marketer, someone like I'm looking, whoever is hella good at marketing, hit my phone. We bring in like a marketer, and then they like, you know what I mean, me and him collab on building out workshops, and we do this everywhere. And like I want to do this everywhere, like create spaces that people can come together in, and we can spit game to each other, learn from each other, and grow together. I think that is like the next step for me, like legitimately like going outside and like talking in schools, like more podcasts, more shows, like more just like creating spaces that are very like learning based.
Right.
So I want to do that for sure. Like start off like, you know, LLCs and C corps, like how to set up your business, or what, like, you know what I mean. Even if we do like design workshops, fashion design workshops, or like however we could do that. So like I think like one thing that's fire is creating spaces. I think Fits is a space, but like we can take that groundwork and that foundation and kind of apply it everywhere else in life.
Definitely.
So I think like one thing, and I'll just kind of wrap up by saying this, like one thing that's very interesting is like I got to launch my career through Fits, if that makes sense. Like Fits has been my portal to like accessing a different, like everything I've always wanted to access. Because like it's not like I am an entrepreneur now. I am running Fits. Like I'm not a content creator, but that is a result of me running Fits. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like Fits kind of laid the groundwork for me to execute on whatever I want. It gave me the confidence to execute on anything I wanted to. So I just appreciate like what we created. It's fire.
But I agree, bro. Like Fits was like a vehicle for everything that we wanted to do. Like after we finished being like freshmen, like pretty much. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be a designer. I wanted to have a bunch of other designers that I also like help and give them resources as well. I wanted to like have a start. All these things that we wanted to do is all right. This is what Fits is going to be. So like Fits is like a fashion platform, but it's also pretty much just like everything that we're into.
Yeah.
Like if we're going to be completely honest, like everything that Fits is like a reflection of just like us. And like it's so early and we're so young. We're in our 20s that like we can just add new things and do and add different features. Like, you know what I mean? Like just whatever we want. Like Fits is whatever we want. We literally like are Fits. Like,
we are Fits.
We are,
exactly.
Like,
and,
you know what I mean?
But at the same time, we aren't Fits,
For sure.
which is cool because like I got asked like how like should people support you, and what I failed to mention is that like I don't have anything selling on Fits.
Sure.
Like me personally, I'm not selling nothing. So I think like it's also cool that like it's bigger than us in terms of it's other people that are at like other people. We created a box, but other people are the ones painting onto it.
For sure.
And so like I think
That's
that I appreciate that the most. But yeah, no, it's been crazy because I remember like we sat there freshman year and you were like, I think we're gonna work together. But like I don't think either of us thought it would happen that soon. You know what I mean? And I just think over the last year, it's like over the last year, from last summer till right now, like I have really found myself. Like I've really found my craft, my bag. Like I really started trying to like get better at shit too. Cause like one thing that I'm happy that Lucas just joined because he said this to me and I think that this is facts. He goes like, realistically, one thing that we don't realize is like to get to that next level, sometimes like you have to realize that you have to just, you're not as good as those other people. Like there are other people that are actually just better at business than me right now. And that's why they are dominating that marketplace. You know what I mean? So like in order to level up, you actually have to level up and get better because they are, you got to put in your time because like other people have put in their time, they have found their craft and they've sharpened that tool and made hella money doing it. Yeah. So like you realistically, in order to get to the next level, you actually just have to level up your skill set.
Yeah, 100%. Just put in the time, put in like, you know, like time is everything. Like as long as you can just dedicate a certain amount of time to something and you like already have previously established work ethic or whatever, you're personable, that's just gonna turn out well. I feel like that's what I've seen over the last couple of years. It's like I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a designer. Just everything just got thrown against the wall, and like I let everything shake out. I'm like, oh, I'm personable. I'm motivated. Like I'm educated. I'm smart, and we're here.
Yeah. Yep. I'm about to wrap up the episode, but just wanted to say I appreciate you for hopping on. And I wanted to say, like, again, like, I think one thing that's wrong, and it's hard to, like, don't compare yourself to other people in terms of, like, there are people that are in front of you, there are people that are behind you, there are people that are next to you, and, like, some people that you see are just, like, deeper into the book than you are. Like, someone said this the other day, they were like, you got to realize, like, you're looking at someone that's on page 80, like, you're on, like, page 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I think if you just can, like, walk out of that and you could just focus on becoming the best version of you every single day,
yeah.
then, like, that's all you need. You know what I mean? And, like, the other thing is, like, for all you, like, you have everything you need right now to get to where you need to go.
Sure.
Like, you don't need anything else. Like, I thought I would need a camera to make better videos, but, like, nah, bro, the phone is fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the storage is an issue, but, like, realistically, like, you don't need
that. Content creators make $1 million a month off their iPhone.
Nothing. And, like, yeah, and, like, Mr. Beast, I was watching Mr. Beast Joe Rogan this morning, and, bro, he was just talking about how he just obsessed over YouTube, and, like, he, like, had 5 friends, and him and his 5, like, he picked 5 friends, and he was like, we just sat on the phone and just studied YouTube. Like, we studied thumbnails. We studied how much people, like, different camera angles, how many times they were, you know, changing camera angles. He was like, and what we did was, he was like, since we all made YouTube videos, like, instead of you going through, like, problem solution and dealing with your own stuff, like, you can learn 20 things yourself. But if 5 different people are all, like, all doing that at the same time, he's like, you can learn 100 things.
Yeah.
Like that. So, like, I thought that was fire in terms of, like, he really just obsessed over his craft and getting better, which is, like, realistically, you just have to obsess over your craft and get better. So I think that's what I'm focused on. 21 is just tapping into a bag that I haven't tapped into because I haven't gotten it yet. So, like, I definitely think, like, I have another gear, so I want to, like, find that and hit that shot.
That next gear we're going to get into.
Yes, sir. Sure. All right, y'all. I'm going to see y'all soon. Episode, I don't even know what, of Game of Power. Have a good one.
See ya.